Sorry, guys. Okay. So, I'm gonna add Adam here. Give me just a second. I just have to remember how to do it. Oh, okay. Alright. I added you, Adam. I don't know. I might, but. Oh, sweet.
What's up?
Hello.
All right. I'm just sharing this into groups really quick.
Oh, my dogs are all barking. They heard you talking. Shh.
That's fine. All right. Well, there's still nobody watching it anyways.
Oh, I think JC and Tara are watching right now. At least from what I can see.
It says 1 for me.
Oh, me too. Oh, that's weird. Maybe somebody got on. Oh, now there's 2.
Cool. Well,
Sweet.
oh yeah, it says there's people watching. All right. Well, do you wanna? I guess I can start by talking about DC.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I want to hear about it. Uh-oh.
it
It froze.
paused for some reason. Yeah, so we went down there. Basically, there was a Patriot event called for all state capitals, which is called Roll Call. We wanted to do something and really put our name on the map that like we have things we want. There's a lot of issues. So we showed up. It ended up being just me, Katie, and JC. And I got to speak at the Capitol first and then at the White House. And it was a really good experience. There was plenty of people that wanted the wall there. Personally, I don't care anymore. That's my kind of stance. I really want unity. Um, at this point, everyone I've talked to understands there is plenty of problems with border security and crime and things that need to be addressed. And we just all have different stances on it. And eventually, I want to talk about Jeremy and what he's doing because I think this is going to be a great solution for that. But yeah, we went out to dinner the night before, and we met everybody in like a social setting. And we talked and we showed everyone like our group's mandates, and everyone was like thrilled. You know, it was as if they'd been just so focused on this one issue because it's been a stalemate for so long. We haven't even had discussions about all this other stuff. And we all agreed on everything, for the most part, where people basically had some feedback, uh, positive and negative. And the idea with it was an evolving document. The more people read it, the more we can keep modifying this. And it's essentially a list of grievances. Which kind of ties into Jeremy's thing. When our founding fathers wrote the Declaration of Independence, they had to come up with a list of grievances that represented what everybody wanted. And, you know, and nobody ever is going to agree on everything. And I hear Jeremy talk about that a lot in his videos, and that's great because that means we haven't lost everything yet. That's the beauty of America, is we have the ability to disagree. We don't have to all think the same. So it was a really good experience because it really showed me how badly the media portrays normal people. And I talked about it a bit when we were marching down the street that, I really need to judge each person by actually talking to them and asking them, like, what matters to you? Like, why are you out here today? Like, what are some other things that are important to you? And there's always so much common ground that like when you get to that point of like giving everyone like a fair chance to like express themselves, like we can all like work together collaboratively.
Mm,
So it was really cool. It was a really cool experience.
awesome. That's awesome, dude. Especially just taking the time to ask people like what really matters to them. You know what I mean? And like going to that level of connecting with people and um seeing what really matters to them because I feel like we all have something that we can connect on regardless of what we believe.
Absolutely.
Um I mean, like, today I went out, as you saw, and I went out by myself, um, and just connecting with that one retired veteran that I connected with, and he shared his story with me, and he gave me the time of day too to say what I was there for, and it was just a really amazing experience to connect with somebody that I probably normally wouldn't have even talked to. And it was just a really special experience and I'm really grateful for it for sure. It was also really, really cool. I was really nervous when I first started or like right before I started walking down the street. And then when I was actually doing it and I got some affirmation from like people driving by or like giving me a thumbs up or a head nod. I I wasn't nervous anymore and I felt like I was exactly where I was meant to be at that moment. I mean, obviously I wouldn't have been able to talk to that man. So it was really cool. And I hope that that inspired other people to get out there um, and stand up. You don't even have to wear a yellow vest.
Right.
You could have a sign or whatever it is that you feel like you want to raise awareness for or whatever. Like just getting out there and showing up and being present is what's really important, what's needed right now to be able to remind people that it's okay to stand up and there's nothing to be afraid of, for sure.
Right. And I had so many other experiences, in DC. We went down there a couple days before the event and stayed a couple days after. And there were just so many people like homeless sleeping on the streets, just like under blankets, like in the corners, it's out, and one guy came up to me. We were at a restaurant, like a really nice restaurant, the first night, and I was smoking a cigarette, and he asked me, could I give you a couple dollars to shine your shoes? And I'm wearing like dirty work boots, and I went inside and just got him $5, and I was like, go get some food, and it was like
Hmm.
he acted like it was the first time anyone had ever acknowledged him.
Oh, wow.
There's another guy outside 7-Eleven that said they own there's like no shelter there pretty much, and you only get blankets once in a while if they pass them out. And he missed the time they passed him out, and he's been like sleeping in an alley on cardboard boxes. And
Oh, wow.
it's just like it's like the state of this country is terrible. Like, and something
Mm-hmm.
really needs to change. And like really connecting with people, not even just like at these protests, but every time like you can like really talk to someone and just like
Hmm.
make them feel like a person again. It's really that's important right now, like to put that love back out there. And
Yeah, for sure. It really is. I mean, to actually take the time to see somebody beyond, don't judge a book by its cover, right?
yeah,
Like just because they might look scary or
Yeah, like
whatever, whatever judgments that people have, like they're people too, and they have a heart and they have a soul, and we all do. And it comes down to, like I've said before, like being the change that you wish to see in the world by those like really small interactions you have every single day in your life,
like
whatever it is that you're doing.
mm, and it's the irony of like I think because they had these little scooters you could rent with an app on your phone. We were zipping around, and there's this huge
Oh no.
building, and there's this like huge building like the National Housing Institute or something, and there's just people sleeping on the ground outside it under blankets outside of like the National Housing Institute, and like even at our hotel, we were coming back from a restaurant. There's a guy in a wheelchair just like on the side of the road, just like asking for change. And we brought him on the sidewalk. Like there, like oh my God! And there was another guy too. He wrote a book. There was this homeless man. He had like a little stand, and he actually wrote his story of like what it's like out there on the streets in DC. And he had them all in little sandwich bags. We sell them for $10 a piece. And it's just crazy. Like that's what it's like. Like it's like we really need to do something. And that's
Mm,
what I think what Jeremy Dieter has been proposing in a lot of places is a really great idea. It's called the Concords, um, which,
mm,
as he explains it to me, is essentially a declaration of peace that you don't have to do. You don't have to take it. You don't have to go along or like that. But essentially, there are so many groups now that accept that the state of the world and the state of our country is in need of desperate repair. And
mm,
we all also accept that in a way, when we fight against each other or can't find a way to work together, it hinders our ability to move forward and fix these things. So
mm,
essentially, by if all of our yellow vest groups that are doing it a little bit differently, and all of these patriot groups that are doing it a little bit differently, and all of
mm,
these anonymous groups that are doing it a little bit differently,
mm,
have a venue where they can all have an equal voice in saying, these are our grievances, this is what we want done, and actually move forward in a way where we, the people, are uh, together behind solutions. And the more I talk to people from any identity, race, country, we are all so much the same, and we all just
mm,
we want a future, like we want our kids to be able to like grow up in a world where it's not like you're scared that like you might get blown up or
mm,
something awful could happen. And we can't be fighting each other. We have to work together to get there. And
mm,
this is like what I've been trying to do for like 3 months is just bring enough people
mm,
together to do something like this. And it's just so great to finally see other people trying to do that too.
mm,
So I think we all really need to start thinking about ways that like no matter like what group we're in or what we really think is the best road to the same place, that at the end of the day we have to work together and meet in the middle, or nothing
mm.
is gonna.
Um, oh, yeah, dude. I am I'm right there with you. Um, I mean, I've been praying for this for a really long time. I feel like and to actually be here right now in this moment and to be talking about it
Oh hell yeah.
is amazing, dude. Like I never thought that I this day would be here to be able to realize that we really have the opportunity to change things and to make this world a better place and to make it something that is safe for everybody and everybody has what they need and there's no worries. And to be able to heal the planet and to heal each other, and you know, we can all come together. There,
Like
it comes down to we have to set some things down
it,
and not hold on to so many things that we thought were real. It comes down to shedding layers and peeling back veils. There's a lot of them.
oh yeah, and it's like at the end of the day, like we need to learn to have faith in that we've done this before and we can do it again, and it's not any different than the last time. In the 1700s there were the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. There were people that didn't want the Constitution at all. They found a way
Mm,
to agree. Benjamin Franklin originally didn't even like all of it, and when he gave his speech to the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, that was his statement then too. I can never agree to everything with everyone, but I do have faith that we all can agree on enough things that this document can preserve everyone's equality and freedom. And that is exactly what this Concord is. We are trying to find a way that we can all find enough things to make it as like great for everyone. Like we can do that. We've done so
mm,
much as a species. I have faith in that. Like seeing the things I've seen in the last 3 months, that I have
mm,
no doubt in my mind we can do that.
mm. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, just in the like every single time that we show up and we step up and we step out and we speak up like we are right now, like that's empowering people and that's inspiring people and that's planting seeds and it's sparking a little flame inside their heart. That man, this might actually be possible. Like we could actually possibly do this. And I'm right there with you. Like I have no doubt. I feel it in everything that I am that this we are going to be able to change things
And
in a way that is good for everyone and all life on this planet.
yeah, it's like if like even just thinking, on a day-to-day basis, like just spending so much time just focused on giving back and making the world better. It's like every day this idea is growing, this love is growing, like
Mm-hmm.
the light is shining brighter, people are becoming more aware, and we're not it may seem like it, on Facebook or on TV, but like when you really like actually get out there and start talking to people, like we're coming closer together. Like that is what's happening. Like that is what humanity needs to do and is going to do. We will find a way because uh, uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're meant to do. Like that is what the universe runs on, is love, and we've been
Mm-hmm.
tricked for a long time to think we need to hate and disagree. We don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do, but at the end of the day, you can still love people and disagree. I think everybody's probably
It's
had plenty of that.
Yeah, I mean, even just in like like the past like 2 or 3 months, like you were talking about, I I'm amazed at how many people I've been able to connect with, and people that I normally probably never would have even crossed paths with before, whether it was in real life or on the internet. And and I'm like referring back to like just your everyday interactions that you have, the way that you treat somebody, like that ripples out to them. And then, they take that love and they spread it to somebody else. And, just like you said, it's growing. It's growing more and more every day. Like there's nothing that can stop it. It's the most powerful force in the universe.
Yeah, and you know, it's our life. Like we're making the world. Like we have the freedom to like make the world better, or make it worse. And at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, all of these groups, regardless of what sets them apart, they're all united in the sense that they all want to make the world better. Like, and
Mhm.
and that's the tying thread that we all need to just find a way to just establish, even if we work on different issues, some people, and some people care more about doing the economy and budgeting type stuff. Like, there's so
Mhm.
many great people with great minds that, when we all can kind of figure out a way to work together for the greater good, like, we the people are gonna just, it's gonna be so much better. Like, I have to believe that. And like, the
Mhm.
more people can come to believe that, like, the more people will try and like make that happen. Like, and if like every person just resolves themselves to like, just try and like understand someone a little bit more, like, get to know people that are different from you, or that like maybe like you think maybe you judge. I often find to learn a lot, like, when I like get outside my comfort zone and like
Mhm.
really just like give someone a chance to like prove themselves to me first. Like, we need more of that, like making up our own minds, like not letting up,
Mhm.
like the news or the TV like tell us what we should think about people.
Mhm.
It's what they always do. Like, they try and control our opinions, and we need to be free thinkers. Like,
Mhm.
people naturally run on love. Like, when you free yourself from like what everything's telling you to think, it's a lot easier to just love.
Yeah, for sure. And for anybody watching or anybody that watches afterwards, like, you know, think about the people in your life that are like super loving and super kind, and like you just want to be around them, right? Like, you should spend more time with those people, because like love will always find a way. It always has and it always will. Um and just like we've been talking about the whole time, like that's how we're going to be able to get through this. And just, you know, loving each other no matter what, no matter, because we are all so much more connected than we even realize. Like,
Right?
we are all so connected. Like, a really good metaphor that I heard one time was like, we're like the taste buds of the universe, or like we're like the tongue of the universe. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we're all so very connected, and when we think about it in that really broad perspective, it makes it easier to connect with somebody, even if you don't have the same political beliefs, or whatever it is that your differences are. Like, there's something that we can all relate on. I mean, we all know how to laugh and we all know how to love, right?
Right.
Like, we can connect in those ways, of course.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah. So I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty good check-in for the week, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Thanks for getting on here,
Oh yeah.
and and thank you everybody for watching.
Ditto.
We just kind of give you guys a rundown of what we've been up to, and just like our own philosophies, I guess,
Yeah.
on love and light.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, my phone's gonna die soon anyways,
Mine
so
too, probably.
so it was really good to talk to you.
You too.
I hope you have a good night. I hope everybody has a good night. I love everybody so much, and
Ditto.
thank you. All right, I'm gonna finish this up. Much
Bye.
love.